Hi, I'm Rhonda Wynn. I am the recruiting manager for HR Synergy, LLC. My role as the recruiting manager is to find my clients the best possible candidate that will fit not only in the job, but also in their culture. I want to strive to find at least 3 candidates that they can look at and see what would be a best fit for them and for their company. We have a couple recruiting services that we offer our clients. The first being full service recruiting, which is soup to nuts. We will find the candidate, interview the candidate, do all the reference checks, and only send you the best people. And the limited recruiting is when you've interviewed a person and you would like us to finish up. I can do the reference checks for you if you have any background checks that you'd like done, and I can also phone screen them as well and ask some questions that you may have not gotten from them. So working with me as a client, we'd pretty much go over the job description. I'd find out what your specific requirements are of a candidate, what your culture is, and then from there I would go into the recruiting section. I would find the candidates you need on many different platforms, and then interview them, do their references, and then only send you the best of the group. If you decide to hire a candidate, I would then present them with their offer letter, have them sign it as an acceptance of the position, work out the start date with my candidate and the client, and then I would set them up for their first day of employment. After that, the client would take over from there. I think collaborating with clients to tailor their needs is a huge point. I like to have a good conversation with them, perhaps a meeting, and sit down and find out what they're really looking for in a candidate. Also to review what their culture is like, so I can also convey that to the candidate so that we can have a better match. My approach to screening candidates is just like meeting people in my everyday life. I like to ask them questions. I like to make them feel comfortable. And that way I think you find out a little bit more about them, as a person, what they look for in life. And I think it's important to find out who you're really getting before you send them over to your client. In the event that a client is not satisfied with the candidate that we have sent them and they have hired, if it's within a 3-month period, we will be more than happy to send them a new candidate that better suits their needs. To ensure we meet the unique needs of each client, it's really important that we take some time, perhaps to go on site or to speak with them over the phone, to go over the job description, what the culture is there, and really find out what they're expecting in a candidate. And then that's the person I will look for. Some of the strategies and methods that our company use to attract top talents, obviously the usual, we look on all the job sites, Indeed, and all of those, but I think it's also important to always be recruiting. If I'm out at the grocery store, I'm recruiting. If I'm at a cookout, I'm recruiting, because you never know when that person is going to have a need or when my client is going to have a need for that person, so I like to keep a database. Some of the tools and technologies, along with platforms that HR Synergy uses, one of them being Bamboo, which is probably my favorite platform. It allows the client and the candidate to connect also, and everybody has the same information. Candidates can upload their resumes, we can talk to them through there, and the client also can see all that information. And I think it makes it a little bit easier for the client to be able to choose from those candidates who they would like to work at their company. I think at HR Synergy we've been very fortunate to have many successful projects. I think what contributes to that is that we go above and beyond. We look at colleges, we check out businesses, we network. We don't just wait for the candidates to come to us, we get out there and we find them.